Welcome back to Springfield, Missouri, here in the Evangel Ashcroft Center. In what is the undisputed Friday over here at Evangel. In this game, we have the boys 14 and under Division II championship. This is between the West Michigan Hornets and the MHEA Eagles. My name is Paul Gilmore, joined by Scott Staten. We want to thank you for joining us on this broadcast of what just finished a lively girls 10 and under undisputed.
What a great game that was. And this one, boy, they're not wasting any time to get started here either, as Bolduc down on the shot.
Eagles, the other way, get an offensive rebound, so they'll get another possession. On the backdoor cut, that ball's tipped away by Bolduc, but it'll stay with the Eagles as Bolduc lost his shoe. He's trying to get it back on. Up ahead, the baseball pass to Momo Sietzman. He's able to save it, but it'll go back to the Eagles.
MHEA going to try to answer that first score quickly by the Hornets.
And that foul is going to be on the floor as R.J. Mitchell was powering through the lane.
Yeah, this MHEA team has some height. They've got 5 6-footers on their roster. And for 14U, that is quite a lineup.
Baseline drive. Pump fake, turnaround jumper. That's an air ball, but the offensive rebound controlled by MHEA 2 different times by Jake Kaiser, who puts it up and in.
Yeah, that right there, we just talked about the height, and you could see it. They were just towering inside the lane and able to grab that second chance opportunity for the Eagles.
Meanwhile, cutting through the defense, Perrin was not able to put it in.
Once again, the MHEA faithful, you don't see them on the screen because of where it is, but the 18U guys here to cheer on their 14U squad, and boy, they don't take any rest on game day for sure. Nice shot there by Nguyen.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. Nguyen hung in the air, up above his head, put it up and in. Part of me wishes they would wear those onesies for the 18U game tonight.
Might have a little trouble staying up on the floor there with their feet sliding all over the place.
So that was Perrin who knocks in the triple and gives the Hornets the 1-point lead, 5-4.
West Michigan, the 5th place team out of the Midwest.
Nguyen once again over the top of the defense. Offensive rebound put back. Just so strong. Mitchell, he got bumped and fouled. It's going to be 2 free throws for Mitchell.
Yeah, they crash the board. When the ball goes up, you'll see at least 3 or 4 black jerseys in the paint trying to get in there and get a second chance opportunity for their team.
And I believe that was a second foul called on Ike Roloffs, so he's going to have to take an early seat with 2 fouls in the first couple of minutes. First free throw no good from Mitchell.
This MHEA team, the latest in the line of a whole lot of good teams that have come through that 12, 14, 16U, as he can't hit the second. Going to try to make the name for themselves here, this boys 14U Division II championship.
Hornets really pushing the pace. That shot is up and good. Moses Vanderbilt, the All-American, took it all the way.
Yeah, he's strong with the ball. When he gets it in his hand, it's going to be tough to get that ball away from him.
And then he rips it away on the other end, gets it up ahead to Jordan Roloffs, who loses the handle about half court. And then down the other way to Mitchell.
Great ball find there. 2 bigs on the outlet. Nice pass across court there by number 33, Kaiser.
On the drive, working through the defense, couldn't get the first one to go. Second shot attempt is up and good for Seth Perrin.
Boy, they're not afraid to go down in the timbers there. They might not have the height, but they have got the speed, and they are on the attack when they get the ball.
They lost sight of Mitchell on that one, though. The lefty knocks that triple in.
Pretty shot. Smooth, had his spot in the corner right in front of his fan base. Let's see if the Hornets can exploit their speed here, or if it's going to be the size of MHEA. And there's a nice cut-in steal.
It was a nice steal from Kaiser, but he was called for the traveling violation before he could pass it off. Checking in for MHEA is going to be David Abram.
Almost had to pick your poison there because he grabbed it and with 2 hands instinctually held on to it because he was surrounded, and that caused him to not be able to dribble the ball, and then his feet move.
Up ahead, Mitchell. Euro steps to his left, and that's going to be a blocking foul. That's going to be called on Vanderbilt. So Mitchell will go back to the free throw line.
Vanderbilt questioning the call on that. And an official says he leaned over, and I gotta like that attitude. Once he explained it, he shook his head and said, okay, makes sense.
I certainly enjoyed seeing these referees this week just doing a great job with the communication of the game.
Yeah.
Explaining calls, having conversations to cut down some of the attitude, some of the taunting.
Right.
And the players, I think, have really responded well.
Yeah.
And even the coaches, too. We've seen them be very grateful and, shake the referee's hand or nod along with them in agreement after an explanation was made, like you mentioned.
Yeah, and you might not like the call, but as long as you get an explanation, you at least know where they're coming from, and they've been great about doing that. Boy, Mitchell's really struggling at the free throw line.
Yep, missed that pair as well.
I tried to reverse jinx. That didn't work.
That three-pointer in the corner. Good-looking shot from Roloff's. No good. Offensive rebound. Swallowed up by Abrams.
David Abram into the game for his dad, and right off the bat, man, he makes some impact with the block down low. And on the other end, Mitchell gets his three-pointer blocked by Vanderbilt.
And then that three-pointer is good by the All-American Parker Cross. We said that name a lot earlier in their 10 and under game as his younger brother plays for them. And that's going to be a quick timeout as we've seen MHEA take a 12-9 lead. And that's a full timeout, so we'll take a quick intermission and be back right after this.
When my body needs relief, I real-time it. I'd like to introduce you to my knockout pain formula. Real-time pain relief. Its soothing lotion is rich in nature's ingredients and helps me manage discomfort day or night. And it smells great too. From muscle strains to soreness to simple back aches and arthritis. Real-time it and knock out your pain. It works for me and it will work for you. Real-time pain relief. It's a knockout.
Welcome back to the Ashcroft Center. This is the 31st Annual National Christian Homeschool Basketball Championships and the Boys 14 and Under Division II Championships. On the drive, shot no good from the Hornets, and Abram has his pass knocked away, but it'll go back to MHEA.
Got to be strong on the passes, but that time, Bolduc, man, the Hornets are not bashful about getting in the lane, and they don't seem to be too bothered, although they've had a couple of shots blocked, but they're going to keep attacking in the paint and really just taking the ball to the rim.
Down low, they were looking for Abram, but just over the outstretched arm.
A little too high there. Good idea. Not perfect execution, though.
Now Memphis running a 2-2-1 press. And that was Vanderbilt driving through traffic before he's fouled. That's going to be on, I believe they gave the number 14, but I'm not sure if it was 14. Maybe it was 11, James Wynn.
Yeah, there's something on the floor. It looked like I'd seen that earlier. There was a noisemaker that had a bunch of beads in it, and I think somehow it fell off the table, and then there's beads all over the floor. So, of course, they're picking that up and making sure the players are safe and not going to fall on those.
Yeah, there was some mops, I think, behind the stanchions. I'm not sure if they're still there, but they might need to give that a quick brush if they can. I think that's exactly what some of the sidelines are looking for.
A lot of help from everybody on that one. Both benches out, just cleaning the floor, doing some custodial work.
On the drive, left-hand shot, no good from Perrin. On the floor, We're going to have a kick ball that's going to go back to the Eagles. It looked like Perrin, as he was on the ground, kind of gave it a little soccer kick.
Eagles right now doing a good job of limiting the Hornets to one shot each trip. You would expect them, as they're a good rebounding team, to be able to box out like that and use their height advantage to limit those shots, and they've done it so far. Oh, strong drive, and once again, there's Abram on the rebound, puts it in.
Yeah, you mentioned the size of MHEA. They've got a lot of large and tall players in this 14U level.
You've heard the name Abram a little bit if you've seen any of the MHEA broadcasts. Of course, David's older sisters, Michaela and Grace, helped lead MHEA to the national semis. Weren't able to make it past the San Marcos Panthers, but still a great showing for them this year.
That ball's poked away by Wynn. Ultimately back in the hands of Vanderbilt. He spins.
He's a good ball handler.
And then that time, Wynn came up behind. Nice save by Vanderbilt.
Yeah, how did he save that?
Excellent hustle as he gets it to his teammate Bolduc, and that's going to send Bolduc to the line.
Yeah, Bolduc doesn't even have that opportunity without Vanderbilt just giving up his body to fly out of bounds and save that ball. That was a great effort there. Love the effort by both of these teams. You can tell they're playing for something. Might be Division II, but it's a championship. And you have an opportunity to come away with the trophy, man. You want to do that. Don't leave the hardware.
And that's one thing I love as well. You're talking about hardware. Right next to us, we've got some banners for this age level. So even though, like you mentioned, it is Division II, you still take a lot of pride and get some great photo opportunities with your family.
MHEA with a few substitutions. Parker Cross back in, along with Casey Stukenberg.
In the final seconds of the first quarter, we've got a 3 in the key called on Abram. So the Hornets will have 1.9 seconds to see if they can tie the game up with the long three-pointer or try to get something better. They inbound the ball, and that long shot is going to be short, and that's going to do it after 1 quarter of play. We see the MHEA Eagles lead 14-11 over the West Michigan Hornets. Second quarter action coming up after this brief intermission. Second quarter underway in the boys 14 and under Division II championships. It's going to be the Hornets inbounding directly in front of us here at the broadcast booth. They're trailing only by 3.
MHEA has really kind of forced things, getting some good open looks down low, some good interior passing, while the Hornets have tried to attack that size difference. Oh, almost got the up and down there.
It was a great presence of mind from Vanderbilt not to come down with it. He was able to get it to a teammate before it was a turnover.
Good defensive board by Kaiser.
And then on the shot the other way, that is put in by Casey Stukenborg.
Stukenborg has been very active. Finally got one to drop. Nice kiss off the glass.
Vanderbilt shifts back to his left. Was looking for an and one, but he'll go to the line shooting two.
Look for the Hornets not to change their game plan at all. They are going to attack, attack, attack. Always, even when they're ball handling. You know, we always told players don't dribble without purpose. And you can tell that even when they're dribbling the ball, they are looking for a seam. They're looking for a man, trying to break through that length that is so imposing by MHEA and has given the Eagles a lead so far.
Second is also good for Vanderbilt. Once again looking for Abram, but once again just out of his reach.
Yeah, Abram is doing his best. I mean, he's sealing his man, but he's having to put so much effort into that, he's really not going to be able to move a ton away from his defender, and so the pass is just out of his reach. They'll try to fine-tune that one, I'm sure, at the half.
That time it was Sietsma who had the ball knocked away, and then on the other way, Eagles looking for a layup. Unsuccessfully as Vanderbilt comes back the other way.
Such a good handle. Both hands, I mean, he can dribble so strong with the left and the right.
And then on the drive, that shot is rejected.
Looked like Kaiser on the block.
And then that ball's thrown over the head of Kaiser.
Boy, once again, just they've had the players there. They've had position, but the pass is just out of the reach of the big men each time. And that's been 3 turnovers that could have been possibly easy buckets.
And that's going to be a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it here. And the Eagles lead 16-13. But West Michigan wanted to take a moment to talk about that. Maybe get some things squared away on the offensive end, as it seems like MHEA is now starting to kind of realize that Valentine is the guy.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Vanderbilt is the guy.
Yep, for sure. And you know what? I think if I'm on the Hornets right now, you've had quite a few shots challenged, blocked, tipped, and maybe you'd love that they're going to keep that's their game. They're going to keep driving to the bucket and trying to force fouls or get good shots. But I kind of wonder if maybe they don't make some of those drives, and as MHEA collapses, they've got so many bigs that if you kick it out, they're probably not going to be able to make it back out to readjust their defense, and you're going to have some open looks. They've not been able to do that so far, the Hornets, but they have been able to get it down in the paint. Just that defense is so tough by MHEA.
MHEA comes back out with their 2-2-1 press.
Jordan roll-offs into the game now for the Hornets.
Sietsma for 3. Too strong off the top of the backboard and behind. Good look for Momo Sietsma, but unable to connect that time.
MHEA, let's see if they are going to keep trying to go back to the well and see if they can get some water this time. Yep, another pass, another high pass, just a little too much.
And then we've got a foul on Stukenborg going the other way. So kind of an unfortunate series of events for the Eagles. Turnover on the one end and then a foul.
It can be frustrating when you're a big man. You're down there battling, you're getting your position, and sometimes you won't get the pass, but that's been 4 straight times now where they've tried to seal their man and get the ball, and the pass has just been a little long. And it just ends up turning into a turnover.
Now the Hornets using some top of the key screen action. That shot up and no good from Bolduc.
That time they didn't attack, took the jump shot, and I feel like a broken record. That's 5 straight times now that the Eagles have just overthrown the big man who's been open in the paint.
And that time you could see Coach Abram just shaking his head and putting his hands out saying, guys, no.
Maybe a bounce pass. You know, kids don't do that as much today, but it's a lot safer, and maybe go away from the over the top and let your man seal in front, take the bounce pass, and then maybe do a turn and spin move. But they'll make adjustments.
That time Wynn had the ball roll right out, and then we're going to have a foul a long way away from the basket.
Yeah, that's a frustration foul. He missed a gimme there and then wanted to try to make up for it and get it back, and gets called for the contact underneath.
It is a big foul, though, as that's the 6th team foul.
Isaiah Kaysen for the Eagles. Also back into the game, R.J. Mitchell.
That time the ball was stolen away by Wynn.
Good steal.
And then on the other way, he puts it in.
Did a good job checking out over his shoulder without dropping his speed. Knew he was going to get a little contact there, but strong bucket by Nguyen.
Now Vanderbilt. He's going to fire up a deep 3. That's short. Rebound is tipped, but to the Eagles.
And this might be a case that we've seen the last 2 trips. They quit attacking the basket. Maybe that length, that height, those block shots starting to get in their head, so they're settling for jump shots.
Now it's Mitchell on the inside. And before he got the shot up, we're going to have a traveling violation.
He almost hit a crazy shot there as he went to the floor. And Paul, the last 2 times now we've seen MHEA, instead of trying to loft it, they've just had a man try to set up where you can get the entry pass where he's got his defender on his hip behind him. Good adjustment. Couldn't get that one to convert, but they're still up 5.
And we've seen the adjustment from MHEA as well. They're now guarding Vanderbilt full court man with Wynn.
It's definitely, you can tell, just changed the offensive flow they had.
On the drive, left-hand shot, no good. Rebound controlled by Stukenborg.
Everything seems like a struggle right now for the Hornets.
He spins to his left, floats it up, just off the back iron.
What a great move he made there. Thought he was going to get the roll.
On the far side, Mitchell spins back to his left, back outside.
Smart move to take it back out.
And then on the drive the other way, that was Kaiser that left it just a little short.
Yeah, he had an easy one there and just kind of stiff-armed it.
And then nice block on the other way by Stukenborg. He's come in and made an immediate impact. Now he's going to stop and pop a 3-pointer. Too strong. Rebound Mitchell. He spins inside. That might have been blocked or altered a little bit. Last touched by the Hornets.
Both teams, man, just giving it their all. Loved it there. Vanderbilt turned around and helped out the MHEA player who had fallen into him. The Eagles get to keep it down at their end.
Up top to Wynn. He drives right. Has that blocked. And then the ensuing touch was last touch by the Eagles. So great defensive possession for the Hornets.
Yeah, good scramble to keep that ball alive and end up coming away with it.
And now under a minute to play in the first half. Vanderbilt kicks it up to Perrin. He up fakes, leaves it just a little bit short. Kaiser pulls down the rebound.
That was a good find, but man, he turned around and Perrin just in front of him just saw a bunch of length.
And
couple
then
of black jerseys.
Down below, it was Owen Clayton who was by himself wide open. And again, another scoop pass that just went right by him out of bounds.
Yeah, they've made some unforced errors for sure. They'll have to clean that up in the second half.
Out to Vanderbilt, 30 seconds to go. He drives, almost uncontested, and puts it in.
He hit that 5th gear and just blew by everybody. Good strong drive by the All-American.
Cuts the lead back down to 3. Wynn's going to fire from the top of the key, nothing but net.
Finally got something from the perimeter. They have that ability. 6 seconds left.
Vanderbilt, step back 3-pointer off the backboard, no good. And that's going to do it after our first half of play. It is MHEA 21, West Michigan Hornets 15. Second half action coming up after this.
When my body needs relief, I real-time it. I'd like to introduce you to my knockout pain formula. Real-time pain relief. Its soothing lotion is rich in nature's ingredients and helps me manage discomfort day or night. And it smells great too. From muscle strains to soreness to simple backaches and arthritis. Real-time it and knock out your pain. It works for me and it will work for you. Real-time pain relief, it's a knockout. When my body needs relief, I real-time it. I'd like to introduce you to my knockout pain formula. Real-time pain relief. Its soothing lotion is rich in nature's ingredients and helps me manage discomfort day or night. And it smells great too. From muscle strains to soreness to simple backaches and arthritis. Real-time it and knock out your pain. It works for me and it will work for you. Real-time pain relief, it's a knockout.
Welcome back to the Ashcroft Center here at Evangel University. This is the 31st Annual National Christian Homeschool Basketball Championships. Boys 14 and under Division II Championships. My name is Paul Gilmore alongside Scott Staten, bringing you second half action of MHEA versus West Michigan Hornets, as MHEA right off of the halftime scores a basket.
Yeah, they've had the lead. Even though it's not been a huge lead, it's felt comfortable for them as they've really been able to stop the Hornets. Hornets attacking over and over, but man, that length and size just really causing so much trouble.
Now coming down the other way, looking to score once again. We're going to have an offensive foul instead of the basket. And
Yeah.
that was called on, that was on Kaiser.
Yeah, and the official very demonstrative. He caught that and tried to blow the whistle on the play so that it wouldn't finish because he said that that seal was illegal. Kind of moved the defender out of the way. Good idea, but maybe a little overzealous on how he accomplished that screen.
Baseline drive. Floater is up, and that can't drop for Bolduc.
Yeah, halfway down, rattled out. But that was what I was talking about, to drive and then kick it. Sometimes that's going to open up some shots for you from the perimeter. You got to think Hornets are going to try to do that a little bit more.
Three-pointer is no good from Cross. Meanwhile, then that ball's tipped and stolen away. That was Case. Gets it over to Mitchell. Yes.
That's a good find. Case could have taken that shot and might have been able to hit it, but he gave up a good shot for a great shot. Mitchell was wide open on the other side. Timeout to tie the shoes there.
Yep, quick pause on the action to tie the shoes. We also have substitutions. Wynn and Abram come back in.
Lead up to 10. That's their largest lead so far.
Now Vanderbilt comes the other way. He drives all the way. That is either rejected or off the side of the backboard. I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, it looked like a little of both, and I feel like the defense denied him. He wanted to cut into the lane, and that caused him to take one extra step and then shoot it off the side of the backboard.
That time on the putback, the foul was by Case, and then on the inbounds, the three-pointer is good for Perrin.
They can start to connect on some perimeter shots. That might pull the defense out just a little bit by MHEA. They've been able to pack it down low and just stop the penetration by the Hornets, but maybe that three-pointer will kind of give them some more options on the offensive end because they have really struggled against this defense.
Now MHEA working the ball around the perimeter. Still looking inside for Mitchell and Abram. They got a lot of size down there. That ball dribbled off of the foot of Wynn.
Yeah, turnover there. Keeping the Hornets in it. Almost lost the ball himself.
Yeah, dangerous pass up ahead, but Hornets do retain possession. Still trailing by 7, looking to cut that deficit in the hands of the All-American Vanderbilt. He drives all the way through 5 players and left it just short.
He got to the rim that time, and you can see there, whoa, ball almost knocked out of bounds off his own foot. You can see that, oh, there's a steal.
That time Vanderbilt does steal it away from Wynn and gets it to go.
That thing spun around for a while. You can see that the Hornets, when they're in their offensive set now, I don't know if you noticed, that lane was very empty that time. They've started to pull out the defense of MHEA, and sometimes just hitting one perimeter shot will do that.
Then the other way, Wynn has it stripped away.
He tried to go in, and their paint defense there was tough.
On the far side, that three-pointer on the way. Yes.
That's a great find. He got him in the flow. They were down by 10, and now they've made this 8-0 run, and it's really been on the strength of hitting a couple of perimeter shots, which has opened up the lane as well. And just like that, Hornets back into their game.
So that is going to be a 30-second timeout. And like you mentioned, Scott, an 8-0 run for the West Michigan Hornets. Just want to give you a quick update. We've got some information that we felt was newsworthy on the broadcast for the Saline County Warriors. So the last game we just saw was a battle of 2 teams from Arkansas.
Yep.
For the girls Saline County Warriors, Braylee Daniel is one of the players on their team. She scored in this season alone her 1,000th point.
Oh my.
Not for her career.
Wow.
For this season, 1,000 points.
That's crazy. Congratulations to her. And how old is she? Do we know?
I'm not sure. It seemed like she was either 16 or 18U.
Boy, you got to hope she's got another year in her, because that could be exciting to see her mature and become, you know, the adult in the room, as Jay Billis or Scott Van Pelt call it, the one who just continues to grow while everybody else seems to level out. And maybe one of those late bloomers. Wow, 1,000 points in one season.
That's unbelievable. You start doing the math on that.
Oh.
And you play, what, maybe 30, 40 games in a season?
Yeah.
And then you're averaging at least 30-plus points per game.
Yeah, that's Pistol Pete Maravich kind of stuff.
So congratulations to Miss Daniel on her accomplishment.
MHEA able to get the ball back here.
That one stolen away by Vanderbilt.
Oh, he's got that 5th gear.
Wow. The speed from Vanderbilt. He's got his guys fired up. And I believe they called the and one as well.
Yes, they did. I mean, when he got the ball, he was even with a couple of MHEA players, and he just absolutely turned on the Jets to get ahead of everybody.
And he connects on the free throw.
11-0 run.
Game, did that just give them the lead?
Yes, it did.
West Michigan up 26-25. We'll see how the Eagles choose to respond. Out top, it is Kaiser. He knifes into the lane, had that ball swatted away. Ends up in the hands of Mitchell. Knocked out of his hand, but the Eagles will retain possession.
Role reverse there. You know, in the first half, it was Hornets really struggling. They'd get in the lane, shot would get blocked or tipped away, but boy, in these last few possessions, MHEA has had the ball stolen, stripped, blocked, and now they're dealing with a Hornets team that is fired up. And I mean, you talk about a swarm of Hornets, they are really playing some defense, and they have been spurred on. Seemed like they hit that, they were down 10 on the inbounds play, hit that three-pointer, and then everything changed. Their energy level, their defense, everything just kind of ramped up, and now they look up and find themselves, after being down by 10, up by 1.
And you have to imagine in these kind of scenarios that in those moments on that 11-0 run, you could envision a scenario where the Hornets feel like that is more indicative of the kind of team that they're supposed to look like.
Yes.
And for the Eagles on that 0-11 turnaround, they're probably in that timeout feeling like, guys, this is not who we are.
Yeah.
So it's funny how that kind of works out that way.
Yeah, and they get back to what they were doing. I mean, they've got the size, they've got the defensive pressure to be able to get back into this and get a lead, but got to make some good plays. Wow, 2 players collided there.
Seems like they collided with each other, and unfortunately a Hornet player is down. He gets back up. Might have taken a little hip sting.
That hurts.
Vanderbilt thought about the step back three-pointer. Then that three-pointer is taken by the player who just got up, which was Bolduc.
Well, not laughing at his injury, but he had been grimacing, could barely even walk, and then as soon as he got the ball, he was ready to shoot that 3. That was awesome.
And then that layup was off the top of the score clock, and it looked like Stukenberg was looking for a foul call, but
a little bit out of control there. Bolduc looked like he either got hit or landed on his hip and really grimacing, but he wants to stay in the game, and he's got an outside shot. See if the Hornets can continue this torrid run they've just made.
And it's Vanderbilt on the left side, left it just short. He had a good look at it. Now he dives on the floor, but he tips it out of bounds. Gotta love the hustle from the All-American.
Yeah, I like what Nguyen did there as he was guarding Vanderbilt to keep out of having the foul called on him, but also creating just enough difficulty on that shot that he couldn't get it to fall.
Minute and 24 left to go in the third quarter.
It's been a drought for MHEA. They need some points.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they only have 4 points this quarter. Offensive rebounds help as Nguyen is able to put it up, and that one bounces in and out.
Yeah, I like his activity down there on the boards. He is very active. Kind of got taken out of his game a little bit, but well, he's back in there fighting to try to get his team back into the lead.
And he and Vanderbilt have been battling all game long.
Yeah, that's
guarding
been fun.
each other for sure.
It's been fun to watch, hasn't it?
It certainly has. First free throw is good from Nguyen.
Both players, high skill level, super fast, and they've been one-on-one. We've seen a lot of that this week. Love it when some of the better players, the All-Americans, the standouts are actually not just playing against each other as a team, but one-on-one.
Second free throw, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Jackson Antonio, who just checked in. And then the three-pointer comes out to Parker Cross.
Yeah, Cross, we haven't heard a lot from him, the All-American for MHEA, but that might get him going. Almost came over to us there, Paul.
That ball hit off the front of the broadcast booth.
I was ready.
Which is good because there's a lot of electronic equipment up here that I'm sure our production team would want us to protect.
Oh, yeah. Along with some drinks and other things, it could probably make a big mess we don't want to have to clean up. So glad that one didn't come over to us.
Final minute of the third quarter. That was roll-offs. And then we've got a traveling violation that's called on Perrin. Or excuse me, that was Ike roll-offs. And it's going to go to the way of the Eagles.
Eagles fan base really providing some extra energy here for their team after falling behind. They are back on top.
In the corner, Antonio for three. That's an air ball. And now Vanderbilt looks up ahead. He's got Perrin in the corner. Baseline runner, no good from Bolduc, but it looked like the foul was called on Case.
Yeah, that time it looked like the Hornets might attack the rim again, but Kaiser did a great job hustling back, and you don't want to have to try to go up against him. He's had a couple of blocks already this game.
First free throw is short.
Case out of the game. He's, I believe, in foul trouble there. They were motioning him over to the sidelines. And he had racked up another foul, and they want to save him for that fourth quarter.
So both shots missed by Bolduc, and then Vanderbilt was able to try to save the possession, but he threw it off his teammate out of bounds.
See if they can end on this flurry. They gave up a 10-point lead. We're down one. Then they've gone on a little 4-0 run themselves to lead by 3.
So now Wynn works it inside to Cross and puts it up and in.
David Abrams set the screen there.
The long cross-court bomb, no good from Vanderbilt. And that is how we will end the third quarter of play. MHEA ended on a little mini flurry of their own, and they go into the fourth quarter up 31-26. Final 6 minutes of this game coming up after this intermission.
When my body needs relief, I real-time it. I'd like to introduce you to my knockout pain formula. Real-time pain relief. Its soothing lotion is rich in nature's ingredients and helps me manage discomfort day or night. And it smells great too. From muscle strains to soreness to simple back aches and arthritis. Real-time it and knock out your pain. It works for me and it will work for you. Real-time pain relief. It's a knockout.
Well, we had a referee dance-off here at the start of the fourth quarter.
Oh, I wish we could have cut in on a live shot of that one. That was awesome.
So West Michigan Hornets trailing by 5 at the start of the fourth quarter in the D2 championship.
Let's see how they respond to this. Got to show some mental toughness. Oh, he slid on the floor there.
Yeah, that's the second hard fall that Bolduc has taken on that side. Floats it up with the left hand just short. Offensive rebound, and we're going to have a tie-up.
Both number 33s. Yeah, we got to see the mental toughness here for the Hornets. That can be so tough when you are down big. They were down 10 points, made an 11-0 run to grab the lead, But then all of a sudden, it's been MHEA again, and they're up 5. How do they respond?
Kaiser has it knocked away by Bolduc.
Good block.
And last touch by the Eagles. Up ahead to Vanderbilt. He's got a 2-on-1. Decides to take it himself.
Man, when he gets that like whatever the highest gear is on him, he is so quick. Nobody can keep up with him.
Showing off the speed and the handle this game. Underneath to Mitchell. No.
I know he missed the shot, but that was a beautiful dish there.
Well, and that's the 5th team foul for the Eagles. So they've only got one more before they start putting the Hornets in the bonus. Meanwhile, they're double teaming Vanderbilt on the press coming the other way.
They've cut it down to 3. Said this was like a mental check for them. Let's see if they continue that. Great response. Almost lost it there.
Through the wickets of the defender. Didn't seem like MHEA touched it, but referee says that it might have hit a leg or a jersey or something on the way out.
Yeah, Mitchell didn't feel like he touched it. I know that.
That particular referee is having a fun time with the MHE faithful. Vanderbilt had a couple of good looks at it.
Yeah, that's happened so much this game, Paul. Sometimes they'll get at point-blank range. I mean, they will be right down on the bucket and just unable to get through the trees that are all around them. MHEA collapsing their defense in the paint.
And that was the 6th team foul, so now any further fouls from the Eagles will put the Hornets on the line for the final 4:22. Vanderbilt, wow, shifty through the lane, spins, can't get it to go though.
Spin cycle there.
Wynn steps through the defense.
That's a good response. That's a really good response.
Up ahead, a 1-on-1. Waited for Mitchell to fly by. Mitchell thought there was a traveling violation or something, but instead the shot will be missed.
Parker Cross there with a strong rebound. He came flying in and now shoots the 3.
Just short, but great positioning from Kaiser. Has it knocked away by Vanderbilt.
Wow, he was right there. I thought he was going to have an easy 2. I think he felt like he got hit in the head, but that was a great recovery by Vanderbilt.
And then on that particular ensuing possession, the Hornets threw it up ahead, but a little bit too far ahead, so that was a turnover. They're still trailing by 5, and we had a timeout on the floor, a full timeout, so we'll take an intermission and come back with the final 3:37 after this.
When my body needs relief, I real-time it. I'd like to introduce you to my knockout pain formula. Real-time pain relief. Its soothing lotion is rich in nature's ingredients and helps me manage discomfort day or night. And it smells great too. From muscle strains to soreness to simple back aches and arthritis. Real-time it and knock out your pain. It works for me and it will work for you. Real-time pain relief. It's a knockout.
.337 left to determine the boys 14 and under Division II champs. Right now the Eagles lead by 5 and they have possession of the ball. They work it inside to Mitchell, but not before he's fouled by Roloffs.
Good seal by Mitchell there. got his defender on his hip and had a wide enough base that he had to go through him or foul him to get the try to get the ball there.
On the inbounds, Wynn gets the positioning on the inside of Vanderbilt, but the offensive rebound is put back up and in by Stukenborg.
Did you see that up and under? He grabbed it and was kind of going to his right, but then pivoted and just went up and through and under the defense and was able to force that one in and get himself a chance at a three-point play.
Well, and Scott, we saw this earlier. We saw in the second quarter, or excuse me, maybe third quarter, it was the Hornets that made a big run, and now it seems like MHEA is responding with one of their own.
On the miss, but there's Mitchell.
A lot of offensive rebound opportunities. That's taken away ultimately by Cross. And then an offensive foul going the other way.
Cross came flying behind too and got the block. They were fired up on that one. You got to like when a team gets pumped up about defense. MHEA starting to get control of this one, up 7 with 3:13 to go. Fans really getting into it. Coach for West Michigan trying to get his Hornets to buckle down on defense, come up with some turnovers. He will not have to encourage Vanderbilt to do that. That kid runs full throttle.
On the drive this time, Stukenborg left it short. Up ahead, a 2-on-1. That's going to be tipped away. Ends up in the hands of Sietsma, who flips it up and can't finish.
Oh, they're going to count it. Looked like the defender that time for MHEA grabbed the net, which you can't do. And that's going to be a bucket and a free throw.
That's interesting. I'm not sure if I've seen that this week.
And that's the 5th team foul, or 5th personal foul on Isaiah Case. He has fouled out of this one. Goes over and shakes the hand of the opponent's coach. I think he wasn't sure that he had fouled out. He was like, wait, what happened? And then he made sure, I got to go over there and encourage him.
And that's also big, too. That's the 7th team foul against MHEA.
Wow, Sietsma, great job there to get that bucket and the free throw, and it's back to a 4-point game. Challenged by Vanderbilt, and I love it again. He goes over, blocks the shot, and then immediately helps him up.
On the inbound, Stukenborg was left open.
We've seen that in this tournament. Those inbound plays are huge, and a great job drawing that one up.
Wow, Vanderbilt with the speed and the spin.
He's so impressive. You can see why he's an All-American. He is going at you 100 miles an hour, has full control of the ball, and that spin move almost impossible to stop.
And nearly steals it away on that one. Wynn gets it in the corner, Cross for 3, short.
Under 2 minutes. Anybody's game still.
And then the shifty speed of Vanderbilt lulled the defense into a sleep. And then he went in for the right-hand layup.
Well, you can't take a breath if you're guarding him. You've got to keep an eye on him at all times, because when he puts the Jets on, you're just going to see the smoke from behind because he can fly.
And now the Hornets are starting to buzz.
Oh, what an answer.
That three-pointer is good from Cross.
MHEA All-American answers. Boy, you had to have that. All the momentum had swung to the Hornets. They had cut it down to 2, but what an answer there by Parker Cross.
And you can tell Bolduc is just taking a beating in this game. He's had a couple of hard falls, and again, it's your last game of nationals, so you just want to throw it all out there on the floor.
All right, and there was a whistle had blown. We had looked like an injury timeout. Looked like Nguyen kind of twisted his knee. He's trying to stay in, but at the same time limping, and so they want to talk that over. and figure out what to do in terms of their personnel.
Well, there's a minute and 29 seconds left, and the ball is going to be in possession of the Hornets, trailing 5. And Scott, if you're in this situation, obviously you've got a player of the caliber of Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
But what are you telling your guys on the offensive side for this possession?
So I think you want to give the ball to Vanderbilt, kind of let him create something if you can. And if he finds a seam like that, I mean, he can score so quickly. You're going to have plenty of other possessions at the same time. And you've got 7 fouls already on MHEA, so you can get yourself to the free throw line. But also wouldn't hesitate to maybe drive and then kick it out. They've been able to hit a couple of perimeter shots this second half. And so maybe use the drive to make that defense collapse, and then you get some open looks. And if you're MHEA, man, you cannot lose Vanderbilt. That guy is always ready to go, and he's always on the attack, so you got to do that. But we got us a good one here. Minute 29 to go. It's just a 5-point game, and the pace these guys play, there could be a whole lot of points between now and the last buzzer.
Would you consider doubling Vanderbilt?
I think I would unless they were to hit a perimeter shot, because right now it's all going through him.
There's a perimeter shot from Bolduc, no good. Ball's tipped around. Vanderbilt had it for a second.
Almost did.
Ends up back in the hands of Stukenborg.
Stukenborg's had himself a game. It's been quiet, but man, he has contributed. He's scored. He's ripped rebounds and played some defense. Speaking of defense, great block there by the Hornets.
Three-pointer on the way. That's going to be short. Rebound tried to be saved by Momo Sietsma.
Feel like he might have rushed that one a little bit. Vanderbilt starting to get a little gassed, was walking across the half-court line and really wasn't even ready to go on that one.
Well, that's a full timeout, which will give us a brief intermission with 51.2 seconds left to play, but we'll keep it here as we want to give you a programming note coming up next, the Battle of Minnesota. The South Metro Huskies and the North Metro Blazers. That's the boys 18 and under Division IV championship.
We had the Battle of Arkansas earlier. Now we take it up north. And I just wanted to take a second while we had a break. There may be one of the things that we get to see is a lot of stuff that happens off the court and just the really cool things that happen. And this being the National Christian Homeschool Basketball Championships, there's so many great stories, and we don't even clearly touch we're just the surface of the iceberg. And I'm sure there's great things with this Hornets team, but personally, my youth group was able to go down and work this past summer with Sean Abram, and we're actually taking a group next week on spring break, the coach for MHEA. And it's amazing the ministry that a lot of these guys do. They work with basketball, but he's a pastor in a really tough part of Memphis, and just reaching people, gang members, people in trouble. And just to be able to be a part of that, and then to see how they extend that ministry here on the basketball court, knowing that it's just more than a game to them, it's a whole lot of fun when you're able to experience that, some of what happens outside of the court. So regardless, we want both teams to just play great, but it's awesome to see that side of this tournament.
Wow, look at the hustle from Vanderbilt, able to steal the inbounds.
Yeah, huge takeaway.
And then Bolduc can't connect on the floater. Rebound to Stukenborg, and it'll stay with West Michigan.
Stukenborg is so active. He's in the middle of everything. Playing a really good game, solid game for the Eagles.
And we've got another timeout from Memphis. That's going to be another full timeout, but we'll keep it here. I'm not sure if you had finished your thought on that.
Oh,
yet,
yeah, just basically, I was specifically talking about Memphis, but I know there's story after story. We've heard so many different things. You had the Sanders brothers, and they've got that camp and different things that they do to be able to reach people and invest in kids' lives. And you and I have been involved in basketball, coach, different things, and that's really the heart of it. That's the heart of this tournament, is just investing in this next generation and trying to pour into their life. And it's been fun to see. I've experienced that firsthand with my own children, but to be able to see some of these other ministries that take place, and it's all over the place. That's just a story that I had a personal connection to, but there's story after story as you dig into these kids' lives and these coaches' lives and these families' lives, and just a really really great outlet then to be able to extend ministry through basketball. And that's one of the great things to me. I love to be a part of the NCHBC because that's what's happening. And, you know, not perfect by any means, any of the players or teams or coaches or fans here, but it's just awesome to see how much ministry actually takes place during this week and beyond.
Well, and speaking of that, tonight at Drury, you know, you're talking about the Christian aspect of it and some of those cool stories that come out of it. Just a quick reminder, tonight at Drury, we have the Owen Gray Heart of a Champion Award and then the Rich Lewis Blue Man Fan Award as well. Yeah,
that's going to be neat. That's going to be an exciting and memorable time. Oh, that three was online. Couldn't get it to go, though.
And then Bolduc was whistled for the foul, and they're going to need a couple more fouls before they get to the 1-on-1.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that shot. He's been able to get some good looks, and the speed with which they play, and plus with the fouls, they still need one more or two more, I believe. But, you know, you got enough time to make something happen. There's a steal.
Coming back the other way, Sietsma for three. Can't get it to drop. Offensive rebound. Another attempt before ultimately it ends up in the hands of Kaiser.
Two chances in a row there. Thought the three might have fallen, and then back-to-back putback attempts, but they cannot make them fall.
You have to feel for the Hornets in this fourth quarter. Like we mentioned, they have had a lot of really good-looking opportunities, but have not been able to convert.
And checking to see if they've updated. Yeah, now that is the 7th foul. So with 15.9 seconds, still not out of the realm of possibility, especially when you got a guy like Vanderbilt out there that can fly. I mean, he can get down the court quickly, and I'm okay with the 2. If you get a miss here and you're able to get down quickly, or even just one make out of 2, you might then have to go with a 3-pointer. But if they don't hit this front end here, you got a couple of options.
And I like what Coach Abram did as well. It seems like he's gone a little bit of offensive-defensive substitutions.
No
Sietsma
good.
Pulls down the rebound.
Oh!
Whipped away by Stukenborg.
Oh, he's had a game, man. Heads-up play.
In the corner, a 3 by Bolduc. No. And that's been the story of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was, you couldn't ask for a better look. He was wide open. Shot was online, but just did not fall.
And substitution for MHEA.
Now the Eagles fans looking at the clock and realizing with a 5-point lead in 3.1 seconds and possession, they might have themselves another championship.
That was Aiden Kayankoski that checked in, and that is going to do it. The boys 14 and under Division II championship is going to go to the MHEA Eagles out of Memphis. The final score, 40-35 over the West Michigan Hornets. We want to thank you for joining us on this broadcast. On behalf of Scott Staten, my name is Paul Gilmore. Coming up next, the boys 18 and under Division IV championship between the South Metro Huskies and the North Metro Blazers. Thank you for tuning into this broadcast. We got plenty more coming at you from Evangel today. We'll see you on the next one.